Hello, hello. This is Yuri with Moving Sales Professionals and Let's Talk Moving podcast. And with me today, I have Sue Myrie, owner and founder of Citrus Relocation, provider of one-stop services to help people relocate to the UK. How you doing today?
I'm doing great, Yuri. How are you?
Good, good, good. Thank you very much for joining me. So,
That's
how
good.
did you get started in this industry?
Well, I worked in financial services and latterly in recruitment. So for many years, I got a bit fed up with it. I've got to be honest with you. One day, I just said to my husband, "I've had enough. I don't want to do this anymore. I just wasn't enjoying it. I was successful at what I was doing, but it just didn't feel right for me." So my husband, who I've known an awfully long time, sort of suggested I start a business. And I said, "What kind of business?" Because I had no idea. I felt like a school leaver. I didn't have a clue what I could possibly do.
Sure.
And he suggested relocation. I said, "Well, what's relocation?" And he sort of went through it a little bit. And I thought, "Oh, well, that sounded that, sort of looking at properties, helping people find somewhere to live, and all sorts of other things that we do, which I'll come on to a bit later." And it just appealed to me, and it didn't take me long to sort of think, yeah, I think I could enjoy this and make a living out of it, after a while. But yeah, that's really where it all began.
Okay. And you've been doing it how long at this point?
This is our 20th year.
20th year. Okay, great.
Mhm.
So, what is the range of services that Citrus Relocation provides?
Everything that somebody that will need to move to the UK. So at the moment, we are actually helping a lot of Americans move to the UK. So this will can range from organising visas and support with immigration through to helping clients understand where to live. Because, for instance, if they're moving to London, and we move a lot of people to London, but we do move people all over the UK. London's a huge
Oh.
city, so they may need help with deciding what part of London to live in that suits their lifestyle, getting to work, children at schools, and that sort of thing. That would involve like somebody taking them around different areas.
And now for a word from our sponsors. If you're a moving business owner, you may have already heard of Moversville, an email marketing service that helps moving companies increase, repeat, and referral business. But have you heard of Moversville Connect? Moversville Connect is an incredible resource for all things moving. They feature an array of vendors and services that cater specifically to the moving industry. You can find companies that provide moving software, moving sales services, marketing services, moving equipment providers, and much, much more. Visit moversville.com today to learn more.
And then there is the important factor of finding them somewhere to live. Most people that we help initially come over for 2 or 3 years, might go back. The majority of people we help are like that. And so they're renting. So they're looking for a rental property. They'll have a budget, they'll have a criteria. And so our job is as an independent support to them. So they pay our fees. We're not an estate agent. We go to all the estate agents and pick the best properties to show that client on a day or 2 days. So we'll have someone accompanying them, show them property after property after property until they sort of pick one. Occasionally, people do buy property, and we did not long ago did do a purchase for client in Buckinghamshire, and that was a purchase for 3.1 million. So we do get those type of things as well, and they're living here permanently with their children. The other thing is, I mentioned children, schools. So we have got obviously British schools here, state schools, which are non-fee paying schools. There are also American schools here. There are international schools. There are schools that cover what the curriculum called International Baccalaureate. So there's a whole range of schooling options here, and our job is to refer them to our education consultant and make sure that their children are placed at the best school for them. I'm going to come on to shipping now because I know that's your area of expertise,
Right.
Yuri. So we help people with their shipping. So we basically advise them on how to ship their personal belongings here. Some people don't bring too much stuff with them. Some people do. Everyone's different. And then we have a range of settling in services. So there's a lot of things. If you're not British, you may not know about, like you have to have a television license here to watch TV and things like that. You have to pay property tax every month, and people are like, "What?" So we help them get these things organised, get things set up, the utilities, and also help with national, the health service. How do I get registered with a doctor? Where's the local hospital? Oh, what if my child's got a particular condition? How do I get them to see a consultant? Because they're going to need to have continuous support with that. So it's a complete and utter range of services to help someone and support someone and their family, if they've got a family, to get to the UK in a very smooth and efficient way, with support, with somebody that's got their back the whole time, and just helping them to assimilate into their lives in the UK.
So you're basically taking the personal side of things and like you're arranging everything. So school and everything
Yeah,
personal, everything that somebody needs to have if they want to live in UK. And while you're
yeah,
not doing the moving or removal service per se, you are
yeah,
partner up with moving and removal companies that would be able to
yes,
perform those services for the consumer.
yes.
Does your company need more creative marketing and ad campaigns to improve traffic and organic leads? Well, Moving Sales Professionals has a solution for you. We have partnered with social media marketing agency that has over 300 million views on their ads and videos across social media, and they have generated over $35 million for their clients over the last 10 years alone. Their services include content creation, social media ads, pay-per-click campaigns, website and funnel development, Google Ads, email marketing campaigns, lead generation, and much, much more. For limited time only, they have discounted rates for their services. Sign up for a free consultation call with us via our Calendly link on our website or below this video.
Exactly. That's what we do. We have quite a few partner companies we work with in different aspects of the business, but with particularly with shipping, we don't have vans ourselves. We don't have airplanes ourselves.
Sure.
We do partner up with shipping companies to get that job done.
Sure. And of course, the big benefit of this would be the fact that that the consumer doesn't have to do all of that themselves. Obviously, if somebody's relocating for a job or whether they want to change the political climate for at this particular moment, right? They're looking for somebody that they could do all that themselves potentially. But of course, that's going to take time. That's going to take money. It's going to take them jumping on the plane and spending a period of time in the UK getting all
Yeah.
these things set up, which of course, once again, takes time and takes money versus
Exactly.
paying a portion of they would have spent on their own to you to make all those arrangements for them and present them with
Yeah.
options that they can choose from.
Yeah. Yeah. And they can either come over and meet with us and we can take them out in person, or we do have a lot of clients now, and it's been going on basically since COVID. That's when it all started, where
Right.
some people have video viewing, so they don't actually come
Sure.
over. But yeah, the idea is that it's a seamless service, using an expertise that we've built up over the last 20 years, to make sure that that relocation is as smooth and stress-free as possible.
The reason why moving or a removal company should team up with you would be you already are making arrangements with the client automatically. You're basically giving them the business.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Yeah, because we need companies to work with. We always need good suppliers. We've got some good suppliers, but we could always do with more. We're always looking for partners to work with.
Oh, of course, that makes a lot of sense. Now, what's new for Citrus Relocation 2026 and beyond? What are you thinking? Where are you
Right.
at?
Well, we've sort of obviously over the years bedded in these core services, if you like. And it's what we've been doing every day of the week, week in, week out for the last 20 years. And we've had some clients have wanted, if you like a white glove type service where they have said, can you get someone to pick us up from the airport? Can you meet and greet us when we arrive and turn up at our apartment? And can you unpack all our personal belongings, put everything away, and get us organized? Can you organize a personal chef so that they come in, this personal chef will come in, and cook meals for the family every evening? Can you arrange a football coach for our boys? We recently had a client that had teenage boys. They wanted a football coach. And so it's set us thinking, we've been thinking about it for a long time. A lot of
Sure.
clients, including sort of high net worth clients and entrepreneurs, need this type of service. So we've teamed up with a private jet company. And this is just sort of our first part of moving into this concierge services. And we're going to be offering concierge services of the type I've just described to their clients. So they've got somebody, they've told me they've got someone that's going to be arriving into the UK. The private jets don't tend to land at the larger airports like Heathrow and Gatwick. They tend to go to parochial little airports so that the car can drive straight up to the plane. People get straight into the plane. Now, this particular person needs to get to an appointment in London, is bringing his partner and child with him. So when they go for their appointment, they want someone to take the partner and the child to a nice restaurant, make sure they're okay, take them shopping, and then pick the guy back up at the end of the day, back to the car, into the car, back to the jet, where they'll get straight back onto the plane. So it's these type of services that we're going to be offering. We're building up a supplier list on this side because obviously this is so important that these
Oh, yeah.
suppliers deliver
Well, you're
this
talking
high.
high-end clients. This is high-end clients that we're talking about.
Absolutely, absolutely, yeah. So these are people that are cash rich, time poor, just haven't got the time to sort things out. So they just want to say something, can you sort all of this out for me? Other things we're doing is organize, events. If they want to go to Wimbledon, get tickets to Wimbledon, for instance, or to a particular football match or to a particular event in the evening. Could be anything. Could be anything. Tickets to a particular show. And the range of service we will be offering will grow as time goes on. So we're pretty excited about this because it's something new, but we feel confident that with the experience that we've got and the team that we've got, that we're going to be able to be providing top class service to these clients.
Oh yeah, that I mean it's something that's I'm sure is needing. There's not that many companies that I'm familiar that provide those type of white glove services. So, and then obviously, you have a lot of companies, US companies, for example, that do business in UK and vice versa. Companies that have different
Mm,
offices that are opened up all over the world, and you have situations just like the one that you described, where they're not coming, they're not looking to stay in UK for very long. They literally
yeah.
come in for a day or maybe a weekend, and they have to come
Hmm.
come right back. And then obviously being able to wine them and dine them and treat them, the entire time. That's the kind of service that they're looking for, especially
Yeah,
if
exactly.
they happen to be bringing somebody along, whether it's a wife or whether it's something else, or whether it's
Mm,
a part, a business partner that they're trying to impress, or a
mm,
future business partner
yeah,
that you're trying to impress. Whatever
exactly.
the case is,
Exactly.
it's taking it
Yeah.
to the next step, and depending on what the goals are. So being able to provide that service puts you in like a higher echelon of companies, because
Yes.
there's only well, I'm sure there's only a number of companies that would provide
Yeah.
something to
Yeah.
that degree.
Yeah. And relocation companies here, and there are quite a few. We're different to most of the other relocation companies in that we are, I would say, our USP is really that we actually care about our clients. That's our number one USP. But they don't offer these concierge services. They do not offer this. They
Well,
tend to
that
be
right,
run by
that makes you unique.
exactly, exactly. We always want to try and be doing something different here. As a business, we've got, great reviews, like Google reviews. We are very well thought of within the industry itself. Once clients use our services, some clients have come back to us 3 times.
We,
So,
we
so
we
we had
see we see
a
that all the time in regular
mm,
relocation and whatever what we have. Especially you see that in US a lot, because in US, frankly, you get a lot of clients that are there's a lot of people in US that move once a year,
mhm.
sometimes every 6 months. So if they like the service, we've definitely had clients that can bet that returned again and again and again. So it's absolutely there.
Yeah. And of course, if they're happy, they're going to tell other people about you. So we get a lot of referrals as well. But we get we've got our website is highly optimized for SEO. So we get tons of inquiries through the website as well.
Yeah, that's great. That's a great service that you offer. So it's great
Mm,
hearing that. So absolutely.
yeah. And
That, that
it's a great service, but it's also, I know why I like it and why I enjoy it, because you're actually helping people.
sure.
You're actually, you're earning money because you're helping people. And these people are so grateful to you once they get moved in. And, we get the team get gifts all the time from clients saying, thank you so much. Get invited round to people's houses for dinner. And, we can't always do it because there's so many clients, but
Right.
it's
Yeah, because
that,
there's a matter of professional etiquette and
yeah,
things like
yeah,
that and ethics in general. You
yes,
know, you don't, well, one thing is a client, another thing is a personal friend. And do you want to, as an owner, you obviously you can do more things than your
mm,
subordinates, but at the
mm,
same time, do you want to take that beyond it being a client versus, now becoming a
mm,
friend? Which,
yeah, yeah,
if it's a friend, there's a fine line between the
yeah,
things that you can do
yeah.
and the things that are going
It's
to cost you
yeah,
money.
yeah,
And
yeah, yeah. No, it's
entrepreneurs tend to be resourceful. So,
yeah, it's really about business,
sure.
being professional. We don't do it an awful lot, go for dinner at people's houses or go out for dinner with clients. We do it sometimes. But yeah, occasionally, some of them do become friends because you get on so well.
As long as you could as long as they understand and you understand the difference between here's the friend zone and
Yeah.
here's the
Oh,
work zone.
definitely.
And those two need to
Yeah.
stay separate
Yeah.
in order for that
Yeah.
type of
Well, yeah.
relationship to work.
Yeah. And it does.
Well, it's great to hear that. We don't have as many, I think it's the first such service that we've had on this podcast. So it's great that to know that something like that exists. And of course it does, but I mean, there's obviously it's a much even more narrower niche than moving or removals is because it's a smaller, frankly, it's a smaller group of people or companies that can afford this type of service because it's something
Well,
that's
it's not just, to be honest,
unique.
Yuri, it's not just companies. It's not just companies.
Right.
So I'm really glad you brought that up, actually, because most of the relocation companies in the UK will only deal with companies. Why? Why can't we deal with a private client? So we have a lot of private clients as well. That's another area where we're different. Why differentiate between a private client and a corporate client? Still a client.
Yep, absolutely. I appreciate you taking your time to explain the services to us and what you offer. And of course, we're going to make sure we have some links underneath this podcast for the companies that are doing international moving, whether it's from US or to US or to UK. Obviously, we're mainly focusing on UK, so moving from other countries to UK, perhaps they can team up with you in the future and become one of your
Mhm.
vendors. But that's something that's
Yeah,
definitely interesting that I
yeah,
think the
yeah,
companies that are looking or are able to relocate people to UK are going to be looking to team up and being able to offer something like this to their clients where it goes beyond just the physical moving, where you're
yeah,
moving
yeah.
people's lives or you're just support, whether it's full time or whether it's a temporary arrangement, whatever the case may be. So, Sue,
Yeah.
thank you very much for joining us.
That's okay, Yuri. It's a pleasure, an absolute pleasure, because it's always nice to meet new people. And I'm always up for having a chat about what we do, obviously, as an entrepreneur.
Sure.
But it's just really good to talk to somebody from, a different part of the industry.
Absolutely. Well, once again, thank you very much for joining us. And like I always say, the world moves on its own, so let the professionals move yours for you. Thank you for joining us, and we'll talk again
Thank
soon.
you.